So do you people even see these jackets made out of dogs? Wild puppies who've been murdered in the grip of steel jaws, or starved when their mothers never came home alive, or now here comes security to kick me outside. Well, you can go and throw me out, just know I ain't finished yet, cause we about to go home, upload this to the internet, and show those so-called animal lovers out there the truth, and take it from a Canadian, fuck Canada Goose! And take it from a Canadian, fuck Canada Goose! And take it from a Canadian, fuck Canada Goose! Peace!
Yeah, so they threw me out of that flagship dog fur store here in Toronto for telling the truth. And I'll tell you a little story about what happened with security outside the biggest dog fur store in New York City. At the end of this video, there was no cameras there, along with some ideas on how you can help destroy dog fur fashion if walking into a mall and rapping at the top of your lungs isn't your cup of tea. And if you have any ideas, any useful ideas on how we can get the message out there, that's what the comment section is there for. When we were filming You Wearing Who, I tried a bit of a smoother 007 ninja technique and basically just dressed as fancy as I could and pretended to be a shopper while low-key showing people the last moments of those dogs' lives before they were bludgeoned or shot to death to become a decoration in that coat rack. And I did that 3 or 4 times before somebody snitched on us and we got kicked out of that store as well. Well, here's the thing. They could try and silence me all they want, but luckily they can't control what you do right now. So if you want to show the world what Canada Goose is doing to these dogs and their puppies who will freeze or starve to death if it was a mother caught in a trap, and 3 to 10 random animals who will suffer and die in the traps for every dog they were actually targeting to murder, without you having to go into the store yourself, without doing anything more than lifting a finger, then share the fuck out of this video. And when you do, tag the celebrities who are promoting these atrocities just for their own vanity or for ridiculous greed when they're already filthy rich. I'm talking about the #1 poster boy for dog fur fashion, my fellow Torontonian, Drake. I'm talking about Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, Justin Bieber, Donald Trump, The Weeknd, Rihanna. I'm talking about Miss, oh, bullying is the worst thing in the world. Unless it involves savagely abusing a defenseless, usually baby animal, Miss Lady Gaga. Fuck that shit. This is the 21st century. We don't live in caves anymore. This is the fucking space age. Animals are our friends. Their corpses are not food, and their dead bodies most definitely are not decorations. And that includes the cows that are savagely abused for their skin that we call leather, the sheep tortured and killed for their hair that we call wool, and the birds who have the feathers ripped out of their bodies, often while they're still alive, that we call down. We need to outlaw and abolish all of this senseless animal cruelty when we consider ourselves civilized people. Seriously, what the fuck is wrong with us? Take that animal's carcass off your neck, take a shower, brush your teeth, and stop acting like you live in the fucking Stone Age. I don't know what's wrong with these humans, man. But here's the thing. With all those in-person, face-to-face tactics, we're talking about maybe connecting with a handful of people at a time. But there's approximately 1 billion animals being murdered for their fur every year. And correct me if I'm wrong, but we want to stop these atrocities now. Old-fashioned conversations are very important, but conversations alone are gonna take way too damn long. Well, thank dog for the internet. Thanks to the hard work of animal activists, we're starting to see the tide turning. Major brand after major brand is going fur-free. We're starting to see entire cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco banning the sale of fur, entire countries outlawing fur farming altogether. And we need to accelerate that momentum and get to the day where murdering animals for fashion is outlawed in every nation on Earth. But if there's a fast forward button to get there, if there's a shortcut to killing the industry before they cause unspeakable pain and suffering to another billion animals next year, it's by hitting these businesses where it hurts. The only place that matters to them, their bottom lines. I'm talking about a boycott, and I'm talking about boycotting and publicly calling out their spokespeople and mannequins, those same celebrities who I mentioned earlier. If Kevin Hart can lose his job hosting the Oscars for not apologizing for the 20th time for a tweet he sent 10 years ago, which was homophobic and wrong, don't get me wrong, well then there certainly can be career consequences for celebrities who continue to promote the torture and killing of animals to this very moment. We know from the successful work of anti-fur activists in the early 90s that it's possible to get rid of a brutal fashion trend because of activism. And that was before everyone had a camera on their phone and social media even existed. That's why full-length fur coats have gone out of style. For everyone except older people who have probably had their fur coats since the early 90s, and a smaller handful of younger assholes. The only reason fur trim coats have been able to come into fashion once again is because most people have no idea of the kind of cruelty that goes into them.
And Daddy, tell them what kind of animal it is.
And they especially don't know that it's dead dogs that they're wearing. So we need to get that information into their faces as fast as possible. Only problem is, everybody nowadays is staring at their phones all the time, so how do we catch their attention? If only there was some magical way to get inside of their phones, through their eyes, and into their hearts and minds. That's why my dream is to open up the floodlights into the dungeons of the fur industry, to shed light on this barbarity by blasting the anti-commercial for Canada Goose called How to Spot a Dog Fur Coat right into the news feeds of people in their prime demographics, right into all the cities that have Canada Goose outlet stores this winter. I was planning to spend $1,000 of my own money, or actually debt, to do that this winter, but my son here tore a ligament in his back leg while he was running in the park one day and needed surgery to get a new knee so that he's able to walk and run free again someday. So that ate up pretty much all the debt that I had left to use from the bank. But I still think there's massive potential to do a kind of surgical strike against Canada Goose this winter in all of the major cities where they operate. So I've started a fundraiser to crowdfund the war against dog fur fashion, and that's linked below. One of the rewards in the fundraiser is these dope patches that help you spread the word no matter where you are, even when you're napping on the subway. HUMANIMAL Alliance and V-Gang Attire are also among the rewards you could choose. Lubu and I founded HUMANIMAL Alliance back in 2016 specifically to fund the war against dog fur fashion and animal exploitation in general. And if you just want to grab some of the gear, 80% of the money from that attire between now and the end of the winter will go towards this campaign, and in the spring that 80% will go towards broadcasting other equally important animal rights media content, and 10% always goes to Wishing Well Sanctuary, and the last 10% goes to the Vegan Army, aka the International Anti-Poaching Foundation. See the V-Gang music video for more info on that. As far as what happened in New York, I want to actually keep this video from getting too long, so I'm going to post that on Instagram if you want to know what happened there. And also if you want more pictures of Scooby Snacks in your life, he's kind of taken over my Instagram account ever since I got home. Isn't that right, sleeping beauty? And lastly, I just want to point out that yes, that anti-commercial is subtitled in both English and Mandarin because they are the two most spoken languages in the world, and particularly even more important in the colder parts of the world where people tend to wear fur. But I just want to give a giant to everyone out there making racist statements against Chinese people for wearing fur or for eating a different species of animal than you personally eat. The vast majority of that racism I hear is coming from animal eaters, people who torture and kill equally sentient beings for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So seriously, sit the fuck down and look in the damn mirror. China has the most vegans in the world. They've had a vegetarian-friendly culture for millennia. Baby cow's milk has never been a big part of their cuisine. And they have a powerful, growing animal rights movement. Let's work with them and stop being racist douchebags. I got a couple more videos coming this winter as part of the war against the fur industry, as well as a couple music videos I'm super excited about, and comedy sketches with a message. So if you want to become a part of future projects, you could join the community on Patreon. And if you just want to get a notification on YouTube when future videos drop, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the little bell next to it. That's it from us, Guy's Eye and Scooby Snacks out.
Say bye. Scoobs. You gotta say bye. Say bye.